All right, what's everybody? Nick here. So I had a request to go over my new heat map chart that I've kind of customized. I started using Sierra chart. It is a week now, almost to the dot. I've been obsessing over Sierra chart, and yes, I literally mean obsessing. It's getting bad. But I'm like a kid in a candy store, man. Since I've been trading, I've been like, man, these charts could be better. Well, guess what? They can. It's just the software that you're using. So, I previously used other software programs, not going to throw out names, that had heat map indicators on them that are more than Sierra chart, and it just didn't make sense to go any other route to me other than Sierra Chart with all the other things I can do, and I'll go through in other videos as well. But yeah, so for the point of tonight, we're going to go over this heat map. Um, yeah, so just go ahead and get started, right? So I got a list of about five things, six things to go over. So first, we're going to go over the first two things. We're going to go over the bid and ask liquidity actually um, here in the chart. So you might ask what these purple lines or what these green lines are on the chart. And yes, they're everywhere to include going through price in some areas. You'll notice that today, well, this was yesterday, that price seemed to go down and right into the liquidity almost all day long. So, kind of useful. When you're looking at the liquidity on the chart, I broke it down a little bit more than my mentor says I should have, but it was just one of those things. So I broke it down between light and dark, as you'll see. So the dark is just less liquidity. It is the minimum for the third range of liquidity. And then this light is the maximum. So if it exceeds that, it goes to this, right? So, and I have my maximum set, I believe, at 350 contracts, somewhere around there, give or take. You'll have to adjust that depending on how the market goes, apparently. But yeah, so dark, not as much money, light, a lot of money. Because money moves to market. Uh, All right, yeah, so we have went over the ask and the bid liquidity on the top and the bottom of the market. Again, ask purple, bid green. All right, so now we're going to go over these bubbles right here. What is the actual term? Uh, Large volume trade indicator is what this is actually called. This is volume bubbles, right? So I have it set for 55 for the big bubbles and 3 for the small ones. Um, if the bid is taken over, it's predominantly green. If the ask is taken over in volume, it's purple. So this is just showing me areas that a lot of volume took place. I could get into what I do in these areas, but that's a whole nother video on footprint and other things. So that's for another time. But this is just a piece of the strategy. But this again, something happened here, something happened here, something definitely happened here. I mean, you can just see. So, um, big slap on the ask right here. And you have your volume bubbles, volume right into the liquidity, right? So definitely has a good place here in my chart, I feel like. So down here in the bottom, we have our ask and bid volume difference bars. So I was just talking about, right, this going down. That's a lot of volume on the ask. That means that they just slapped it down, right? They just slapped it down so much. But what this is right here is showing me is it's showing if the bid was predominant or if the ask was dominant, and how much volume took place. So when we're looking at these bubbles, it doesn't always line up. But what I like using this for is these bid and ask lines themselves. So as you can see on my chart, I have the green, the purple, and the yellow. The yellow's price, purple's ask, and green is bid. And I actually took another photo of the so I could show you guys, so I'm not wasting time scrolling through this chart as much. Here we go. All right, so this was from yesterday, I believe. You'll see right here, green line, purple line, yellow line. Why did this do this? Just swept the bid, and then they swept the ask, drove the price up right into liquidity, and then they kept driving the price up to more liquidity, and then more liquidity. And yeah, there was some more sweeps here and there, but that was a good one. And if you continued following, there was more and more. But I just wanted to show this is the importance. So as I'm day trading, I'm zooming in on this chart pretty close, and I can see that these don't necessarily have to zoom all the way in, but if you're seeing it jump out, that could very well be something, and then you want to start looking. Well, there's a sweep on the ask. This actually would have been. This is I'll give you guys a little nugget right now. I don't like green liquidity being above price action, right? And if you made this trade, you should have sold right there. And I actually called this trade out in my Discord yesterday with some of my students, just from looking at the heat map. It's a simple trade. Liquidity, bam. Should have took profit at liquidity if you were ballsy. Should have took profit at the next liquidities. If not, it's your own fault. Should have been greedy. But yeah, so here we are. This pretty much concludes the heat map overview. Try to keep it short and sweet to the point. Yeah, if you got anybody has any questions, please hit me up. If you got anything you think I could do better, anything like that, please let me know. This is my first video that I'm posting in my Discord, so I don't care. Tell me what you think. But yeah, I appreciate you guys listening. I made this one for Robert. He's the one that asked for it, so there you go, bro. I'll make some more for anybody else that has any other questions. But yeah, you guys have a good one.